What is up, guys? Tony here, and today we're going to be doing a kind of themed tutorial today. We're going to be talking about the theme of cartoons. A lot of people want to do that cartoon comic feel to their edits, like for example in Joe Hansom's Double Dare, in other sorts of themed edits based around like comic books, where they'll have like those boom captions and the pixelated type of look. Well, this is very doable in Final Cut Pro only because Apple makes it so easy. It's almost cheesy when you know how it's done, but to be honest, it's a lot harder for people on After Effects, so it makes it kind of talented to people on After Effects because they don't know that it was as easy as it was. Anyway, right out of the start here, out of the gates, you can go ahead and just go straight into the effects and drag on the cartoon effect, and you have that cartoony effect. You can also, I believe, you could do like 200 on it, or you can put two of them together and you get double the effect and it looks even more cartoony. I'd probably stick to just one of them because, to be honest, it kind of looks corny if you put too many. But it looks really nice and it gives you that cartoon effect that everyone loves. So that's that. That's the cartoon effect. That's how you add that onto your video. So that's done with. Second off is the transitions. You want to have those comic book-esque transitions, of course. Well, those are built into Final Cut, once again. You just got to find them. They're in the Transitions tab, which is right here, as you guys know, hopefully. And you got to find it, of course. Maybe it's over here. Doesn't look like it. Let me just look for it real quick. There's some film strip ones, and here's the comic books ones. These are pretty cool. So you basically go ahead, put a cut somewhere. It's not going to look good because I'm using it on the same clip over and over. But it basically jumps over from clip to clip. And all these clips on the side that you see are going to be changed into clips that you have in the past. Like in your video, throughout your video. And I believe if you click on this, you can change... No, you can't. You can't change the scenes. Actually, no, you can. Okay, here. See these numbers over here? You can move these numbers to wherever you want one of these things to start or begin, which is really cool because you can, of course, have a bunch of different types of clips in these scenes. You can even, I believe, have clips in the scenes that aren't in your entire video, so you can have random little, spoilers, quote-unquote, of some joke or something like that, or a troll face, which is really cool. There's loads of these. There's the pan down, the pan right, the slide right, and pan far right, which is good because when you have all these different ones, there's a lot of diversity throughout your edits, and it's not repetitive, which is always an important thing to have. Also, another quick thing that you can get out of the comic book type effect, you can go into text, and you can look through the text panel. You gotta find it once again. These things are sometimes a little hard to find. A little bit of time and patience. It is definitely doable. Okay, here's some right here. For example, you have this purple one, which pops up just like in the comics. And you can have something like, here, bam, or something like that, or wham. Wham is the better. Wham is the good one, isn't it? I can't type right now. Wham, and you can have that pop up. And of course, if you're a little creative with it, you can move it around and have it up here. If you're smart with using Final Cut and you're not just using the typical effects, you can be a little bit more creative with it. In fact, I believe you can change the colors of them and change, of course, the rotation. So if I wanted to rotate this, so I can have it like coming out from here. You can also animate it, use keyframes, of course, which I have videos on in the past. There's also a few other ones. There's the blue upper one, which is also pretty cool. And there's the yellow one, which like I said earlier, you could change the colors if you know what you're doing. It's not that hard. So those are pretty much most of the effects. There's also these title effects where it kind of lifts it out of the scene and it lets you type in a title, which in my opinion these are a little corny, but they are available to you if you so choose. That is pretty much it. That is my tutorial on how to do a comic book theme or cartoon theme to your Call of Duty edits or montage if you have a song that seems very comic booky or playful. One video, for example, you can look to get some inspiration is Joe Hansom. The zero at the end of Joe Hansom is, or the O at the end of Joe Hansom is 0. Double Dare. Very cool comic book edit. One of the first edits I've seen that inspired me to edit, and it's definitely worth seeing if you haven't heard of it before. Anyway, that's it. That's my tutorial on how to do the comic book theme slash effect. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and comment. Tell me what you want to see in my future tutorials. I'll definitely try to do whatever you ask. I read all the comments, and if you really enjoy the videos, go ahead and subscribe to see more of these videos. And that is pretty much it. I'm Tony, and I'll see you guys next time.